Anyone else think it's suspicious when your boyfriend suddenly starts working out after years of being lazy? My boyfriend Dave went from never lifting anything heavier than a TV remote to doing burpees in our living room at midnight. The guy who used to get winded walking up one flight of stairs was suddenly banging out push-ups like his life depended on it. The transformation seemed genuine at first. He was actually getting stronger, building real muscle, sweating through his shirts. His arms were getting definition and he'd lost the beer gut he'd carried since college. But something felt off about his motivation. It wasn't just dedication, it was obsession. Like he was training for a fight no one else knew was coming. He kept talking about showing them and proving everyone wrong, but wouldn't say who they were. When I'd ask who he meant, he'd just grunt and do another set of sit-ups. Then he started practicing weird victory poses in the mirror. I'd catch him flexing and muttering things like, "Take that, Kevin," and "Who's laughing now?" under his breath. I thought maybe he was planning to surprise an ex or something, but when I asked about Kevin, he claimed not to know anyone by that name. Said I must have misheard him. The mystery deepened when I borrowed his laptop and found his browser history. Hours of research on his high school classmates, screenshots of Facebook profiles saved in a folder labeled Reunion Rep, LinkedIn pages printed out and scattered on his desk with notes scribbled in the margins. Names I'd never heard him mention were highlighted in different colors. Kevin Morrison was circled in red with personal trainer, 50K followers written underneath. That's when I found the reunion invitation buried under a stack of fitness magazines. Westfield High Class of 2014, 10-year reunion. The date was 3 weeks away, exactly matching when his workout obsession had started. I did some digging on Kevin's Instagram. Buff guy, constantly posting shirtless gym selfies and motivational quotes. His bio mentioned being captain of the wrestling team at Westfield High. I started connecting the dots. Dave had been the chubby kid everyone picked on, especially the jocks. He'd told me stories about being stuffed in lockers and having his lunch money stolen, but I never realized how deep those scars ran. My fitness transformation boyfriend wasn't working out for health or even for me. He was training for revenge against teenagers who bullied him a decade ago. The reunion was next weekend, and Dave's behavior was getting more intense. He'd started buying protein powder in bulk and timing his meals down to the minute. He measured his biceps every morning and recorded the numbers in a notebook. I found that notebook one day while cleaning. Pages of comeback lines he'd practiced. Funny how things change, isn't it, Kevin? And still think I'm an easy target? He'd even drawn diagrams showing exactly where he'd position himself at the reunion to show off his physique. He mapped out lighting angles, what shirt would best show his arms, even timing when he'd take his jacket off for maximum effect. There was a detailed plan to casually flex near Kevin's table, complete with conversation starters designed to steer talk toward fitness. He'd researched Kevin's gym routine so he could one-up every story. The most heartbreaking part was a page titled "Proof I'm Not a Loser Anymore," with bullet points about his job, our relationship, and his new body. Like he needed a script to convince people he was worth something. When I confronted him, he initially denied everything, said the notebook was just motivation techniques he'd read about online. But when I mentioned Kevin's name, he completely broke down. Admitted he'd been having nightmares about facing everyone as the same pathetic kid they remembered. The workout obsession wasn't about self-improvement. It was about proving his worth to people who probably didn't even remember him. He'd built up this fantasy that walking into the reunion ripped would somehow erase 15 years of feeling worthless, that Kevin would see him and finally respect him, maybe even apologize. I told him the only person he needed to prove anything to was himself, and that the best revenge was being happy. He cried for an hour, then asked if I thought he should still go to the reunion. I said yes, but for the right reasons this time.